Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I am bringing you 90s glam. I don't know what to call this. I just feel very fancy and I feel very glamorous in this look. The 90s is by far my favorite era in makeup. I feel like everything was just so neutral and matte and sexy and like, I don't know, it was just a very nice era, and I wish I was a teen or an adult in the 90s so I could have like been a part of it. But this is the look that I created today. It is inspired by a picture of Naomi Campbell that was in an Allure magazine in 1991. I'll insert a picture on the screen so you have a reference. So you can see that her look is very matte with a very matte cut crease with dramatic lashes and then a nude 90s brown lip. So this is what I came up with. I tried to recreate it as best as I could. I hope you will enjoy the video. Let me know what you think, and yes, let's get started. So my skin is looking kind of crazy at the moment. Like, I have a lot of discoloration, I have a lot of like small spots showing up because, you know, it's that time of the month, so it's not the best time. And also my skin is super dry and I have eczema on my skin, so I'm going to try and hide as much texture as possible, but of course it will always come through. But a product that I really like for if you have skin like me with a lot of texture is the Lancôme Visionnaire Advanced Skin Corrector for pores, wrinkles and texture. I feel like it kind of smooths my skin before I apply my foundation, so I'm just going to apply about 1.5 pumps of this on my face. So I apply it everywhere on my skin, so it preps my skin for the foundation, and I just love how it feels. So now moving on to foundation, I'm going to be using my favorite foundation. This is the Nars Radiant Longwear Foundation in the color Tahoe. I love this foundation. It's full coverage. It's definitely buildable, so you can measure and kind of determine how much coverage you want. So that's something that I really like about it. And I'm going to apply some on my face. So that is my foundation applied. You will see that like my forehead is a bit darker than the foundation, but that's absolutely fine. When I go in and contour, I'm going to darken up that area so it will match. But I feel like this is a very good match for my skin. I really love this foundation. If you have dry skin like me and you're looking for a good foundation, the Nars one is amazing. This one too, this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I'm in the color 350 for reference. So I'm 350 in Fenty and I'm Tahoe in Nars, and for example in MAC I'm NC 44.5 or NC 45, both match me. The only reason why I'm not using Fenty today is because this is quite dewy, so when I do glowy looks I'll use this, but when I want to go for like a matte full coverage I'll use Nars. Now that I am done with foundation, I'm going to move in with brows, and I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown, and then I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow brush, in the number 14. So it's just a flat angled brush like this, and then it has a spoolie at the end. And as you can see in the picture, Naomi's brows are very high and arched. I feel very rude calling Naomi Campbell Naomi. I feel like I should call her Mrs. Naomi Campbell or Miss Naomi Campbell. I don't know why, I just feel very rude. But yes, so Naomi Campbell has a very thin and high arched brow, so I am basically going to follow my brow shape because that's how I like my brows to look, and I'm just going to fill in the sparse areas. So as you can see, I really just drew underneath my brow to give it like that high arch shape, and then I blended the color upwards, and then I kind of shaped them on top using only the spoolie. I didn't really draw anything in or like, you know, carve my brows out perfectly because I personally don't like that look on me, so I never really do my brows like that. I just like to follow my natural brow shape and then fill in the sparse areas. So that is what this brow looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and do the other one off camera. I've zoomed you in a little bit so you have a better view of what I'm doing. So regarding the palette that I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay, what's it called? Ultimate Basics palette. I've had this palette for years. This is what the colors look like. This palette is absolutely amazing. It has all of the like basic colors that you need for doing eyeshadow. So I'm going to use this palette to complete the eye look. Let me just take my picture as a reference to make sure that I'm doing things properly. Okay, so you can see on the picture that the eye starts off very dark on top, so it's got like a black brown color in just over the crease, and then it has a cut crease, and then on top of the cut crease is a very light color. There's a slight smudged wing liner, and then there's very dramatic lashes, what looks like very dramatic lashes. So I'm going to try and recreate that now. So I always use a transition color when I'm doing makeup. Always, doesn't matter what color I use, I always have something over my crease, between my crease and my brow bone, just so that the colors blend in nicely. I'm going to be taking this palette. This is the Subculture Palette by Anastasia. Please ignore the state of my palettes, but it is a how do you say, what kind of material is this? It's a what's the name? Velour. Velvet. Velvet? I think it's velvet. It's a velvet kind of material, so it stains really badly, so sorry about that. But I'm going to be taking the color Fudge, which is this brown color right here, and I'm going to be blending that just here. So as I said, over my crease and under my brow bone. And I'm going to gently start blending in Fudge. Now that we have a brown that is blended over the crease and under the brow bone, I am going to be taking the color Lethal in the Urban Decay palette. So this color right here is kind of like a mauvey brown color, and I'm going to use that to put in my crease. And to make sure that I concentrate the color in a semicircle just here, I'm going to be using this little fluffy brush. This is by Real Techniques. It looks like this. It's just a simple fluffy brush, but as you can see, it's smaller. And I'm going to take the color Lethal, and I'm going to start blending it now on top of my crease. And then going in with my M505 brush, I'm just going to blend and make sure that everything is nice and smooth. Now I am going to go in using the same little blush. Using the same little brush, I'm going to take this black color. This is called Blackjack, this color here. And with black, please like don't apply too much. I'm going to apply the slightest amount just to darken the crease even more, because as you can see in the look, like the crease is very dark. So I really want to have that smoky effect, but I'm going to go in very gently with the black. And then back with my Morphe brush, just make sure that everything is blended. So now I'm going to go in and cut the crease just to give that light that you can see on the picture. I love this product for anything that is cut crease, or if you want to add some light to your makeup and you want a nice white base underneath. I really recommend this. This is the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to take the white paste that it is. I don't know how to explain how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. I feel like if I just show you how I do it, it's going to be self-explanatory and easy to follow. Hey. So I'm going to go over my crease just so that I have enough lid space and I avoid transfer when I add the color on top. So this is how I do it. So I start by kind of measuring out. Okay, that is where my crease is. And then the key with this method is just to be confident and go for it. If you start hesitating, you're going to have like an uneven line. So really, once you have defined your point, okay, then you go in and you just cut the crease. Do you see how I've done that? So I really went over my crease, and then I'm going to just cover the rest of my lid with the product, and I'm going to blend it out with a flat brush. So I went off and I did this eye first, just to show you the end result and what it's gonna look like. So I'm gonna show you how I do it on this eye. So you can see that the white paint has kind of dried. My eyelids are very dry. I've got very dry skin, as I said, so that's why it's kind of creasing, but that's fine. We're gonna fix that with the eyeshadow. So to apply the shadow, I'm gonna be using this flat brush by Kiko. This is what it looks like. So of course it's dirty because I've already used it, but any flat brush will do, as long as the bristles are dense, so that like the color packs on easily. And then taking my Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, I'm going to be using this color right here, which is called Pre-Game, and it's a kind of creamy white color, and I'm going to pack that all over the white part of my eye. As you can see, I've kind of dragged the color out very unneatly, so it's not neat at all, but that's fine because it's going to be covered by the black line as you see on this eye. But I just wanted to drag it out so that I'm sure that I don't have any holes or skin left bare, so I really want to make sure that I can draw a sharp line and it will look clean. Using this flat brush, of course this one is dirty as well because I've just used it, and I'm going to use a black color. I'm going to go back in with Blackjack from my Urban Decay palette, and I am going to outline the white so that it's very clear where the demarcation is. I hope demarcation is a word in English. So you want to blend in the black line, but you don't want to blend it too much to where it disappears. So very lightly. This part is just very light touch, and you really are just going into detail. So make sure that you're not rushing it. Take your time, because if you mess this up, you mess up the whole look. So as you can see, I've recreated the same black halo effect on this side. Now I'm going to draw a line with the eyeshadow, connect the outer corner of the semicircle that I just drew, and I'm going to connect it to the middle of my lid. You can either use a black kohl liner. This is by Bourjois. It's just a waterproof black liner, which is, it's okay. Or you could use the shadow. I'm going to use a combination of both because I want my line to look as sharp but as smoky as possible, if that makes sense. I don't know how I'm going to show this on camera because I need both of my hands. Basically the technique I do is I gently pull and then I just draw a line like so. I use both for this eye, so I'm going to do the same thing here, but I'm going to start off by showing you how I do it with the black shadow, and then I go over it with the kohl liner. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the outer corner of my eye to that same point to create a wing. So this is what we have here. So as you can see, it's still very messy. You can either continue building the shadow, but I prefer just to do it with liner because it's quicker and it's more manageable. So I'm going to take this liner and I'm just going to go over that triangle. I can't do it on camera because I need a mirror and I need both of my hands, so I'm going to do it off camera and then I'm going to come back and show you the results. You want it to look as smoky as possible, so the line is drawn and I connected it from the top part of my semicircle to the middle of my eye. So I'm going to use my black liner. This is the liquid liner by Catrice in the color Dating Joe Black. This is the best liquid liner I have, and I am going to just go over this part here, so this part here, and I'm going to draw a simple line connecting it to my inner corner so that I have a sharp line when I add my lashes, and that will really help elongate my look. So now I'm going to stick on my other lash to complete the eyes. These are the lashes that I use. I get them from Amazon. These are the Shidi Shangpin lashes in the reference 107. I'm going to link them down below, and I'm going to apply this on my eye and I will be right back. So now that my eyes are done, I'm waiting for my lash to dry. So if you see some white residue, that's completely normal. I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm in the color Biscuit. This is a really good concealer. If you like that full coverage look, this is a really good concealer to have. The only thing is that there's not much product in the bottle, but I mean, apart from that, like, it's an amazing concealer. And I'm going to let my concealer sit for a bit so that it thickens, and whilst it does that, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty matchstick in the color Truffle. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to contour my face and my nose. Naomi Campbell has very chiseled cheekbones, which I do not have. I have fat cheeks. So I have to, you know, fake it. And I'm going to go in on my forehead and just darken up my forehead so that it's the perfect color. So now that I've got my cream contour on, I'm going to blend everything out, and then I'm going to contour my nose using powder. So my camera died, but I went along and I started my baking process. So I just added some powder on under my eye. This is the Mercier translucent setting powder. I don't put too much powder on my eyes because I have very dry under eyes. So I just left it on for like a minute, and then I'm going to brush it all off using my MAC Studio Fix Power Plus foundation in NC45. And I'm just taking a chunky brush and I'm going to brush off the excess powder and blend it in with the rest of my face. Okay, for bronzer, I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty bronzer in Caramel Cutie. I use this bronzer all the time. So I'm going to take some on this fluffy brush by Revel Techniques. This is a blush brush, and I'm going to bronze my face. I know in the 90s, like, they had very matte faces and their faces were very structured, so that's the kind of look I'm going to try and achieve with my bronzer. And then going in with my Morphe M505 brush, I'm going to take my bronzer and I'm going to contour my nose. I'm going to blend my contour up to my eyebrows so that it really like elongates the shape of my nose. I don't like contouring my nose though, I just feel like it doesn't look right on me, but for the sake of this video I'm going to contour, and I'm going to do the nostrils as well. Okay. Then I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush and just blend it out a little bit so that it's not so harsh. Now moving on to blush, let me just check the picture. In the picture it kind of looks like she has a shimmery blush on. So I'm going to take this blush trio by Sleek, and this is in the color Lace 367. And I'm going to take this shimmery pink color in the middle and I'm going to apply that on my cheeks. And as I said, I'm going to go all the way in because that's what it looks like in the picture. So I'm going to gently start applying the blush. I'm going to move on to lips, and I'm going to use this brown lip liner by by Kiko in the color 321. and I'm going to align my lips. And I'm gonna blend the liner in. And then for lipstick, I'm gonna be using this lipstick by Becca. This is in the color Taupe, and I'm going to apply that in the middle. Okay, and then you can see that there is a bit of a light in the center, so I'm going to take my concealer and I'm going to apply that in the center of my lips. So the last step now is just to add some highlight to my brow bone. I'm going to go back in with the same white shade that I used. It's not white, it's like a creamy white, sorry, shade that I used for my lid, and I'm going to just apply it with this fluffy brush. And I'm just going to so yes, that's the final look. This is my 90s glam inspired makeup. I feel like this is so pretty. I just love it, and I feel like it's very 90s. Like, I just feel like I belong in like a 90s sitcom with like a black bodycon dress, you know, with my short hair and like some big chunky gold hoops, and I'm ready to go. I just want to show off. So yeah, this is the look. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to see more looks like these, please comment down below and let me know how you think I did. I feel like I was pretty close to the original picture. And yeah, thank you for watching. Take care, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.